Did you know that most of us were never actually taught how money works? Think about it. We spent years in school learning algebra, memorizing historical dates, writing essays about literature, even dissecting frogs in biology class. But when it comes to managing the thing we all use every single day, money, nothing. No one told us how to handle our first paycheck, how to build credit, how to avoid debt traps, or how to actually grow wealth. And that's why so many people today are stuck living paycheck to paycheck, constantly stressed, drowning in loans, and feeling like financial freedom is only for someone else. Does that sound familiar to you? Have you ever felt like you work hard, but somehow your money disappears before the month even ends? You're not alone. Millions of people feel exactly the same way, not because they're lazy, not because they're not smart, but simply because they were never given the tools to manage money in the first place. The truth is, financial literacy is the foundation of everything when it comes to your future. Without it, money controls you. With it, you control money. And by extension, you control your future. Here's the good news. It doesn't matter how old you are, where you're starting from, or even how much money you make right now. Anyone can learn this. And once you do, your whole perspective on life starts to change. Think about this. What would your life look like if you didn't have to worry about bills every month? What if you could wake up and know your savings are growing, your debts are shrinking, and your money is actually working for you instead of against you? That's exactly what financial literacy gives you, the knowledge and confidence to make money a tool instead of a source of stress. And that's what this series, Financial Literacy from Scratch, is all about. Together, we're going to cover everything step by step. Here's a little preview of what's coming. First, budgeting. Now I know when people hear budget, they imagine cutting out everything fun in life. But that's not what it's about. Budgeting is simply giving your money a plan, so you decide where it goes instead of wondering where it disappeared. Second, saving money. You might be thinking, but I barely make enough to cover my bills. How can I save anything? Trust me, even small amounts matter. I'll show you how to build the habit of saving, even if it's just a few dollars a week. Over time, those small amounts grow into something life-changing. Third, we'll dive into debt and credit. Because let's be honest, credit cards, loans, and debts can either be your best friend or your worst enemy. Most people fall into traps simply because they don't understand how credit really works. By the end of this course, you'll know how to use credit wisely, avoid debt that drags you down, and build a strong credit score that actually helps you. And of course, we'll cover investing. Now don't worry, I'm not going to throw complicated Wall Street jargon at you. We'll keep it simple. Stocks, funds, compound interest. The goal is to understand how to make your money grow, even while you sleep. And finally, we'll talk about the mindset of money. Because believe it or not, 80% of financial success isn't about math. It's about habits, discipline, and how you think about money. If you've ever felt guilty spending, or anxious saving, or even avoided checking your bank account, that's mindset at work, and we'll fix that too. Let me ask you, have you ever gotten your paycheck, felt great for a moment, and then 2 weeks later looked at your account wondering, where did it all go? Or maybe you promised yourself this month would be different, that you'd finally save, but somehow nothing changed. That's not because you're bad with money, it's because you were never given the tools. And that's exactly what we're going to change together in this course. So if you've ever felt like money was this big mystery, or that financial freedom was something only rich people could have, this series will prove you wrong. This is the beginning of your financial journey, from zero knowledge to full confidence with money. Are you ready? Ready to finally take control of your money and your future? Because from this moment on, we're not just talking about financial freedom. We're starting the journey together. Let's begin. Chapter 1. Budgeting Basics. The secret formula, how to control your money instead of money controlling you. Let me ask you something. Have you ever looked at your bank account a few days after payday and wondered, where did it all go? You had plans. Maybe you even promised yourself that this month would be different. And yet somehow the money disappeared. If that sounds familiar, you are definitely not alone. In fact, studies show that nearly 60% of people live paycheck to paycheck. But here's the truth, it doesn't have to be that way. There's a simple formula you can use to control your money instead of letting money control you. And that's exactly what we're going to cover in this video. Part 1. Income versus expenses. Let's start with the basics, income and expenses. Sounds obvious, right? But here's the catch. Most people never actually track them. Think of your income as water flowing into a bucket. That's your paycheck, maybe some side hustles, or passive income if you have it. Now, expenses are the holes in that bucket: rent, groceries, bills, subscriptions, dinners out. That random late-night Amazon order. If you never pay attention to the size of those holes, the bucket will always be empty, no matter how much water you pour in. That's why the very first step to financial control is awareness. So here's your challenge. For just 1 month, write down everything you spend. Yes, everything. Coffee, snacks, streaming services, the little things you forget about. You'll be surprised how much leaks out of your bucket without you even noticing. Question for you: if I asked right now, how much did you spend last week on non-essential stuff, could you answer? Most people can't. And that's why money keeps slipping away. Part 2. The 50-30-20 rule. Okay, once you know your income and expenses, the next question is, how do you organize them? That's where the 50-30-20 rule comes in. Here's the formula. 50% of your income goes to needs: housing, utilities, food, transportation. 30% goes to wants: dining out, travel, hobbies, fun. And 20% goes to savings and investments, building your future. Simple, right? But powerful. Let's say you earn $3,000 a month after taxes. According to this rule, $1,500 is for needs, $900 for wants, and $600 for savings. That means every month you're automatically building a safety net and preparing for long-term freedom. Now maybe you're thinking, but I can't save 20%. My expenses are too high. Okay, that's real. Maybe for you it starts with 5% or 10%. That's fine. What matters is not the percentage at first. It's building the habit. Because habits grow. The 50-30-20 rule isn't about being perfect, it's about having a framework. Without a framework, you'll always feel lost. With it, you finally have a roadmap for your money. Part 3. Breaking the paycheck-to-paycheck cycle. Now let's talk about something huge. How to stop living paycheck to paycheck. Here's the secret. Pay yourself first. Most people pay their bills, buy stuff, go out, and then, if there's anything left, they save. Spoiler alert, there's never anything left. Instead, flip the script. The moment your income hits your account, take a percentage, even if it's just 5%, and move it into savings. Automate it if you can. This way, saving becomes non-negotiable, just like paying rent or electricity. Imagine this. If you save $200 every month for 5 years, that's $12,000 plus interest. Now add investing into the mix, and the growth becomes exponential. That's how you build freedom. Not by waiting for extra money, but by making saving the priority. Think about it. If you got a raise tomorrow, would you actually save more? Or would you just increase your lifestyle? For most people, it's lifestyle. But when you pay yourself first, you break that cycle forever. Part 4. Common mistakes beginners make. Before we wrap up, let's cover the biggest mistakes people make when budgeting, not tracking expenses. If you don't measure, you can't manage, only saving what's left. Like I said, there's never anything left. Being too strict. If your budget feels like punishment, you won't stick to it. Balance matters, forgetting irregular expenses. Things like car repairs, gifts, medical bills, they always come up. And if you don't plan for them, they'll wreck your budget. Budgeting isn't about perfection, it's about consistency. If you avoid these mistakes, you'll already be ahead of most people. So here's the takeaway. Budgeting isn't about restricting your life, it's about gaining control. Control over your money, control over your future, control over your freedom. Your challenge this week is simple. Track every expense and try out the 50-30-20 rule. Start small, but start now. Because remember, if you don't tell your money where to go, it will decide for you. And trust me, it won't go where it's best for your future. Now, I want to hear from you. Share your results in the comments. Was it easy, or did you find it challenging? And especially, share any positive changes you noticed. Because your wins can inspire others to take action too. And before you go, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Because in the next video, we'll dive into the essentials of saving money, simple strategies to start saving today, and why even the smallest steps can completely transform your financial future. See you in the next video.